Episode 20.
We're in our 20s now.
Oh, yes, finally. We're in our 20s.
I've been telling Tim he needs to do new shots for us because every 10 shots for video episodes, that's what I'm trying to say, we need new photos.
True. I love it. Okay, what's the next iteration of our brand? The first one was like flowers and... what was it? Flowers and...
Just flowers.
Just flowers.
Just flowers. That was what it was based off.
That pastel mint colour. And then the second was all the denim.
Mm-hmm. All denims.
Yeah.
I don't know. He moves in on Thursday or Friday, so we'll figure something out.
Yes. And I get to be the fag hag that lives with her gay besties. Love it. Sliving. All right, so episode 20... You know, last episode was pretty spicy. We went in on all the debatable vaccine blah, blah, blah things. And, you know, there's obviously always more and more. But this week we want to talk about our other favourite topic. Relationships, red flags, cheating. And we've got some other cool things that we want to talk about. So... You know, strap the fuck in and get ready. And you know what? I would really love, just off the bat, to just tell you, can you please share this shit with your friends? This is a dope podcast. I've listened to a lot of podcasts and I'm just like, fuck, this is boring. It's boring as shit. Ours is highly entertaining. So you need to just spread the word.
Last night, over the weekend has happened as well, but someone was like, hey, I listened to your podcast last night. I was at a workshop and someone's like, oh, hey, I listened to your podcast. And it's now that I'm doing two podcasts, like Curious Conversations and this, it feels a bit obnoxious to be like, which one? Because I'm so prolific and I run multiple podcasts. So you're just going to have to be a bit more specific.
Love that. That's funny when you said which one. Immediately what came to mind, slight tangent, was like Nadine and I have this joke, like when he thinks, you know, he's the only one you're seeing and you talk about him to your friends and they say which one.
Well, you want to talk about cheating. I want to know why you want to talk about cheating.
Okay, let's talk about cheating. So I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across this post of this story of this girl who she had bought her boyfriend a video game and some breakfast, and she went over to his house and she walked in and he didn't hear her come in and she saw him in bed with his ex. And she left the video game and the breakfast on the counter, walked to her car, blocked him deactivated her Facebook account, called up her phone provider, changed her phone number, and basically just ghosted him. Boyfriend of 5 years. And everyone was like, wow, she's a hero, like amazing. And it just kind of got me thinking about the culture of cheating in our society. And I'm seeing this person at the moment who, how much can I disclose? Let me just fill into this real quick. Look, basically there's a person that I'm talking to who has experienced infidelity. So it triggered a conversation about cheating, right? And so I was doing a lot of reflection on it, and it's fucking controversial. I don't think cheating's that bad.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's not what I really want to say. Of course, the deception element is bad. You don't want to deceive people. But to me, what irks me about cheating is that it's seen as the worst thing you can do to someone. And then people, if you've been cheated on, then so many people use that as an excuse to then become a bigger villain. That to me is the thing that sucks the most. It's like, oh, because you cheated, now I get to treat you however the hell I want to treat you. I'm going to destroy your life. I'm going to like treat you like you're scum and evil for the rest of our lives, and it's not salvageable.
Yeah.
And to me, like,
but I want to stay together.
Well, sometimes or sometimes not, you know, and I was just feeling into, because I've cheated on lots of partners, and I was writing about this. I was feeling into why I cheated, and it's not an excuse. Like, it's never excuse. Obviously, you decide to cheat on someone, that's on you. It's not the person's fault who you're in relationship with, and I don't want to like go into any of that because it's not about victim blaming, blah, blah, blah. It's about understanding why people cheat. Like, why do people cheat? There's always a fucking reason. It's not just like, I'm an evil cunt and I want to destroy your life, so I'm going to cheat on you. Like, no one thinks that when they cheat on a person. There are always conditions in the relationship psychological issues. There are always emotional issues that happen first, and then cheating happens. It's never just like, I feel like cheating today, I'm gonna do that. And it's just so simple and basic how we as a society treat the issue of cheating. Like it's like the ultimate evil, cold-hearted betrayal, and it's just not. It's just not.
I guess, you know, I've had a lot of journeying around it because I come from a family where my dad cheated on my mum. And so it was a big, like, I have no space for cheaters. And I have, like, I just was never a cheater, you know? And because I didn't want to be like that, you know, because I see the damage it causes. And, you know, like, I've lost friendships over it because friends have asked me to keep their secret, you know?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not into that.
I like to be a part of the deception as well, especially when I'm friends with the person that they're cheating on as well, you know? I don't like it, you know? I just feel like to me, I guess, like, the cheating thing, as in, like, the act with the other person isn't the worst part. It's just the cowardice of,
it's the deception, right?
It's the deception of not being able to talk about it and, like, bring the thing to the person first, you know, of, like, hey, I am needing to explore my sexuality, you know, and I've talked about earlier, I've done this, you know, I explored with men while being with a woman and not talked about it. So that's also, you know, and it was...
Is it cheating?
It's cheating, yeah. I don't know how to consider it. Like, for me, it was fascinating because at that time, I was like, I don't know if this is cheating or not. Like, it is a form of deception for sure.
I mean, if you're in a relationship with someone and you're sleeping with any other person regardless of their gender, or, like, not sleeping with them even, like, it doesn't have to be penetrative sex, but if you're doing sexual things with someone, then surely that's cheating.
Yeah, it's, you know, this word cheating, I don't fully, you know, I guess I'm curious about the etymology of it, what the origins, what actually is in the clause of cheating. But for me, my justification at the time was like, because I was just going to, like, cruises, you know?
Oh, it's just a cruise. It doesn't count.
It was like, I don't want to date any of these people. I don't want to, like, it's not going to, like...
Because it wasn't emotional.
There was no emotion whatsoever. I was like, I just want to know what it's like to experience this with a man, you know? I'm not saying that's the right thing at all, but I did it a few times, and...
It's called cheating.
Yeah, cheating. I'm not really attached to if it's cheating, it's cheating. But yeah, now it's like, yeah, I can bring those things, you know.
But this is like, and just for everyone listening, I am not advocating for cheating.
Go out and cheat on whoever you're with right now.
Not advocating
or get in a relationship so you can cheat on them.
Oh my God, no, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I reckon the reason why cheating is such an issue, because it's like 60% of married relationships fail because of infidelity. Like, that's a statistic. That's very fucking high, right? And I think, and I was writing on this today, one of the big reasons is because the nature of our relationships in society don't have the space for us to tell the fucking truth.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yes, a person can be called a coward that they didn't own up to what they want, but also it's like, can we not acknowledge that in most relationships, if you tell your partner that you're attracted to the neighbor, that's already going to be a problem.
Oh, yeah,
haven't even done anything yet.
No.
Already they're going to be like, well, if you fucking want him, then fine, we'll just end this now. You know, that happens a lot. Like, it's so normal in our relationships to validate possessiveness and jealousy and reactive, like, explosive reactions to someone sharing what's really fucking vulnerable for them. If you're in a relationship and you love your partner too, you love them, you don't want to leave the relationship, you don't want to end the relationship, but you can't deny this desire that you have or attraction that you have, or you really want to explore, and you meet someone who activates a part of you that your current partner doesn't. Like, how do you reconcile that, you know? And you're afraid to bring that information through, and you don't have the tools, you don't have the skills, you don't have the resources. It's a new thing. And so it's like you're in this conflict, and because we think of integrity, and we think integrity just means like keeping your word and keeping your promises. Well, you said you were going to be with me forever, and this is our agreement, so that's integrity. But what about the integrity that's actually honoring how you authentically feel and what you authentically feel is true for you? What about that integrity?
Yeah.
And you're not living your authentic life because you're trying to do the right thing, you know, and they're in conflict.
Well, it comes back to this, you know, something we discuss quite often is this binary system, you know, of like, oh, if you are attracted to someone else, it must mean you're not attracted to me, you know?
Right.
It's like one or the other. It can't be yes end or this end. But, you know, that's also just such a fright for me. Or like, for instance, is like, as an example, say Tim cheated on me, right? I think like I'd be...
This is hypothetical.
Hypothetical, yeah, very hypothetical. Just anyone, say I'm in a relationship, we have to use a Tim, is like, I've thought about it. I'm like, could I forgive it? And it's like, yeah, I believe I could. The thing that I struggle with is like the confront thing of, is it done because it's a yes end? Or is it done because I'm trying to sabotage this relationship and I can't actually break up with a person? You know, that's what I've heard with you is like, you sort of cheated on your partners because you wanted to get out of that relationship but didn't know how to.
Well, that's happened once because I didn't know that there were other options. And that's the thing, because for me, you know, this is before I discovered I was polyamorous. Like, maybe not everyone feels the same way that I do. Maybe some people only love one person at a time. I mean, maybe that's possible. And I have experienced those moments where I only love one person romantically at one time. But a lot of the times, I can be deeply in love with you and also feel like, oh, I'm unfulfilled. There's some things here that I don't feel like I would not be happy if this was our relationship forever. You know, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that there aren't things about you that I really appreciate and love and admire. It just means like I want something different, or I want something more, or I want to change the way things are. And then you meet someone and you have this connection and you have this attraction and you're like, fuck. It feels really beautiful. It feels really innocent. It feels really like expansive and affirming and like, wow, we have this connection. And, you know, this is why I'm kind of doing a lot of work at the moment, looking at relationship models and systems and the ways that we do things, because I'm dating people right now, and a lot of the men that I'm dating want to be sexually exclusive with me, but at the same time, like, aren't willing to do any kind of growth or like work on being a better partner. Like, let's just call it that. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna love you like with just this is what I got, and you have to choose it fully. And I'm like, well, that's beautiful that's what you have. Like, I love the traits that you bring, but also like, I really want this, and I really want this, and I really like this, and I really need this. Are you willing to improve? Like, are you willing to grow? Are you willing to expand? Because I'm willing to. Like, if there are things that you need, like, for me, when I meet someone and when I'm dating someone, I want to learn about them. I want to learn, like, how do you love to be loved? How do you love to be appreciated? What are the things that you love in a person? What turns you on? What makes you happy? What excites you? I want to learn all that so that I can love you in the best way I possibly can. And I'm meeting so many men who are just like, uninterested in that question. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I can love you for who you are and where you're at. It's beautiful. But is it enough for me to be satisfied? No, it's not. And if you love me and if we love each other, do we want each other? Do we want the people we love? Do we want them to be hungry? Do we want them to be hungry in relationship? That's the question.
Yeah. You know, like, back to talking about the whole, like, oh, I find the neighbor attractive. I feel like the softening of that can happen with time, you know? Like, obviously I have a lot more experience in that over the years, but just as an example with Tim and I is like, last night at the workshop, I was like, oh, that person there is pretty cute, pretty handsome. I dig. I like to look. And then later, you know, talking to Tim, and I'm like, that person was pretty good on the eye. And he's like, yeah, they were, you know, just as simple as that. Didn't have to be unpacked anymore. It could be more, you know. There's this, we go swimming out at Coogee every week, and there's this one chick that runs up and down the beach, and she's got body yaddy 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 for days. And me and Tim are like, just have a little joking relationship with her, and like every time she goes past, we like take a moment to like, here comes body yaddy yaddy yaddy, and we'll check her out, you know, and like both admire that we're both attracted to her, you know. And even the other day, because he's moving out this week, we saw her at the cafe, and we're like, do we need to go over and tell her that her 2 favorite boyfriends are leaving? And like just little things like that, like it's we're joking around as well, but there's truth to it, you know. And you know, we tell different stories at different times of who we're attracted to, and we send photos on Instagram of people that we're attracted to and whatnot. And yeah, there's a future where we want to have experiences with other people, but right now it's just literally just like, this is what I'm attracted to, this is attractive to me, and that's not taboo. It's not like, oh no, Tim's gonna leave me for body yaddy yaddy yaddy, or Paisley's gonna leave me for this person at the workshop. It's just sort of like, oh cool, they're attractive. And I think that's the thing for me, like I was saying earlier, around the like around that, like hypothetically, if he cheated, you know, a big thing for me is like, if I've ever questioned that, is like, does he choose to come hang with me and do things with me every weekend and send me beautiful messages and really let me know that I feel loved and chosen and whatnot? It's like, you know, I think about in like richer lifestyle celebrities and whatnot, and sort of what comes with the lifestyle. You hear a lot of, it's mostly with famous men with wives that aren't in that lifestyle. You know, there's certain things that come with lifestyle, and the words are, just don't embarrass me, you know. And that's just like, whatever you do with those women out there, it doesn't come home, it doesn't make it to the main media, blah 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 blah. Sometimes they want to know, they don't want to know, but it's more the like, it's more of the like, just don't make it affect my life. And that's what I mean. I think, and you know, we keep coming back to this, but like, relationship containers are not one size fits all. They're not. And unfortunately, we live in a society where most relationships, we treat them like that, like one size fits all. Like, you should only love me and only want me, but that's not the reality a lot of times. And also, like, you're going through maybe a phase in your relationship where you're not having any sex anymore for whatever reason, and for one person it's really important because they want that intimacy, they want that closeness, that's a love language. And so if you can't bring that to your partner, then you go out and you have some amazing connection with someone because you're so fucking starved of intimacy, and suddenly the offer is there. It's like, is there no understanding or compassion that is going to be a very big problem? Like, it's going to be a conflict for a person to deal with. And also, I think, I don't know, for me anyway, because I've been the cheater and I've also been the cheatee. You know, I've had people cheat on me as well, and yes, fucking hurts. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts, but it hurts your ego more than anything. It hurts you because it hurts you because of what you tell yourself. You tell yourself that this person never loved me, it was all fake, or like they just lied to me this whole time, or they hurt me on purpose, or you tell yourself that I must mean nothing to them, they must really not respect me. Like, all of these lies that you tell yourself, that's what fucking makes it painful. But it's like, it's so tempting to then just write off the whole relationship and the whole thing, instead of being curious and going, okay, well,
what was the thing that my partner was feeling, was wanting, was desiring? Why did they feel they had to hide it from me?
Yeah.
Who am I being that they didn't feel safe enough to disclose their desires with me?
Yeah.
Is there something, like, if it was a punishment against me, like, what was hurting them so badly that didn't get resolved or acknowledged or healed? Have I been ignoring their pain for months and months? Like, it's not about blaming self, but it's about taking responsibility for the health of that relationship. And too many times we go so fucking complacent that we're so numb to each other. We're so disconnected. And then if one person finally gets to the point where it's like, I'm fucking not happy, I need something to feel more fulfilled or more excited or whatever, and they go and do it, that's seen as the biggest fucking betrayal that you can do. And I just don't think it is the biggest betrayal.
No. You know, well, there's that saying I've heard many people say, once a cheater, always a cheater.
What the fuck? Yeah, I hate that.
That's very concrete. At the same time, you know how I'm saying about this hypothetical that, yeah, I feel like I could forgive. I also can feel like I could hold it against. You know, like I could hold it, as in, like, even to the point where it's like I'm not trying to consciously do it. It's just like it would sit in my body, and it's like maybe, you know, part of it that would have to take as my own responsibility is either like do the work until I know I can move through it, or if I know if I'm holding on to it and it's actually just taking up too much mental capacity, you know, like oh no, he's gone to visit his mum, so we moved to Byron, he's gone down to Sydney for the weekend, and my mind the whole time's like he's cheating. Like I couldn't be in that relationship. Awful. You know, it's not fair for both of us.
Totally,
you know?
100%. Yeah, and and you need, I just knocked the mic, it's all good, everything's fine, but you have to know your own boundaries, right? And I think I can only speak like this now because I'm not in, you know, that state of deep like obsessive fascination love with one person. I'm just not, you know. But remember when I was dating Zulu, I was the worst.
Names.
Beep. I was the worst. I'm not going to talk about anything he did. I'm just going to talk about me and
Still
how
names.
Right, anyway, when I was dating this person, I was so insecure, and even when I was dating you for a time as well, like so insecure. And so we'll just use you then, because you were exploring things with other people for some of that time, it's not about what you did. It's about me and the fact that I felt powerless, felt insecure, didn't trust that you weren't going to abandon me, and I felt like I was comparing myself and using other people to hurt myself and tell myself that, oh, I'm not as good as this person, or I never am going to be able to make you happy, I'm not enough, and blah, blah, blah. Like, all of those stories were mine.
Yeah.
They were my stories, not feeling fucking adequate, not feeling feminine enough, not feeling this enough, not feeling that enough. Like, that's all my shit that I need to fucking heal. And yet it's so easy to use another person's behavior as the reason why we feel shit without acknowledging, no, actually maybe those stories exist in you and have always been there. And this is just revealing things that you need to heal in yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've been in a situation where one of my really, really close friends had started to date a woman that I had a really close connection to, was deeply embedded with, and they ended up seeing the person, and there was some shady, bad communications around it, and then eventually said, you're not allowed to see this person anymore. And it ruined our whole friendship. And, you know, it brought up a lot of shit around it. You know, they were bigger than me, musclier, taller, blah, blah, blah. They had a bigger influence than me. They were more artistically expressed than me, you know? And part of those influence and artistic expression I helped create, and I was like so wounded in those areas of like, oh, you know, like I am having it highlighted that I'm not that person that I know within me does have that influential power, that does have that artistic expression, blah 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 blah. Is like I was seeing, I gotta stop doing that, blah 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 blah. When I listen back to some of the podcasts, I'm like, oh my god,
like, that's your thing.
But yeah, that came up around like, oh no, that's the thing, you know. So I get it.
Yeah, and you know, of course, we can't expect everyone to just be okay with things when you're just not. On a feeling level, sometimes you can understand something conceptually, and if it just feels too painful, you just can't do it, and that's fair enough.
That's fair enough.
It's totally fair enough, and I'm not saying that you have to be tolerant or you have to be open to being cheated on. I'm not saying that. I guess the reason why I'm so impassioned about it right now is because I am dating and I am just seeing like, well, to be honest with you, let me just be honest, I'm starting to lose hope that there is a relationship that would be fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm jaded and cynical, but my way of dealing with that is instead of giving up on love, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give up on love. I'm just going to get it where I can get it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to love each person as wholly and presently for who they are, not try and change them or fix them or make them wrong or tell them they're not good enough, but just say, hey, just so you know, I want everything. I want everything, and I don't want to fucking pretend I'm satisfied and like feeling fulfilled when I'm not. And if you want a person to love you at a particular level and that be enough, well, I'm not that person. But like what I bring to the table as a lover is fucking supreme. Like I am a really fucking great girlfriend.
Yeah. And
the amount of love and energy and time and devotion that I can give to a person is a lot. And I deserve to receive that back. And so I kind of feel like at this point, like if there's a fucking needle in a haystack person who can meet me at the level that I want to be met, well, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Then if that was there and I felt that, I would 100% fucking commit, because I would know, yes, I have everything I need here.
Yeah.
But that hasn't really been my reality, and just because that's not my reality, I don't want to then not date. I don't want to like just be single and give up on experiencing love. No, I want to feel like I can have those intimate connections with people. So that's kind of where I'm at on it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess I kind of just wish that we were having more of these conversations and expanding, you know, moving away from the binary, moving away from like it's this way or nothing. It's like, and everyone keeps saying you want to have your cake and eat it too. It's like, of course I do. Like I have a really high threshold of pleasure. I want lots of pleasure.
That just brought up a really beautiful moment for me. Tim messaged me during the week sometime, and he listened to one of the old podcasts, and somewhere in it said, you know, Tim is my full cake, you know?
Yeah.
He messaged me and he's like, I just want to let you know you're my full cake too.
Ah, that's so
disgusting.
triggering.
God, beautiful.
It's so triggering. It's so crazy, right? So so we were reminiscing the other day on when we were dating, you and I, me and Paisley, for everyone listening, because someone had replied to a story, and you went back in your stories and you're looking at all these photos of us when we were together. And it feels so weird now. It
feels very weird, like foreign.
Did that happen? Like, was that a glitch in the Matrix? Like, what happened? But going back there, and you know, because we've had Phoenix on the podcast, I feel like it's okay to reference, because it's already out there. One of the big fears that I had was, you're going to want to be monogamous with a man, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be monogamous.
You thought I wanted to be monogamous with everyone.
I did, but that's
plenty of girls.
But that's what happened. You know, that's what happened. And so it was like, my story was like, I'm not enough for you to be monogamous with, because if I was, then you would. And it's really interesting now. Now you are monogamous with somebody, and who knows what that's going to change to in the future. But I just remember that moment, you coming out of the ocean and being like, I can't be monogamous. And that was your truth in the moment. That's just where you were at. And I took it so personally, like it was about me, but it wasn't about me. No. It was just like, you wanted what you wanted, and that was it. And we change and we evolve. And I think we have to give enough spaciousness and flexibility for ourselves to grow and evolve and to be able to change like how we feel and what we want and what we think. And to me, the ultimate relationship is one where we don't abandon each other for our truth.
Yeah.
That is what real relationship is with me, for me. Like you and I, like we went through our shit, but we still have a relationship, even though
you abandoned me.
I did for like a month. I did for a month because I needed to fucking heal. I needed to burn and cauterize the wound. I needed to. It was important for me because I couldn't find my fire. I was swampy as fuck. I was in my fucking feels. Like I was depressed. It was bullshit. So I had to like fire my way out, and then we came back together. And that's the reason why I love you as well, because you didn't abandon me, even though I was a fucking bitch. I was a bitch, and you still held a space of love and compassion and understanding. And for me, that means everything. And I will fucking be the most loyal bitch if you can stay in the fire with me. And you know that about me.
Yep.
That's why I have like 3 friends. I have literally 3 friends.
You know, like in that manner of, for instance, talking about that expression with Tim and I of like, you're my whole cake, you know, is like in life, I just see that no matter what happens in life, whether we stay monogamous, this word monogamous the whole time, I just know there's other experiences that we're both going to need, you know, whether that comes through friendships, whether that comes through clients, whether that comes from travel, whatever it is like, hey, I need to go off on a road trip around Australia on my own, you know, like I just, you know, we all need things that our partner can't give us, you know, and that's what I feel like is really important to put out there, is like with cheating or with open relating where someone sees someone else, is like working on getting into the space of like, if my partner needs to have an experience with someone else to fulfill themselves, it's like, can I put that in the same category as them going and starting a boxing class or traveling to Berlin and going to all the parties in the world or you know, going and getting a tattoo, whatever it is that people got to do to change their life, go off and do this certain ayahuasca retreat. To just go, hey, this is something that I need to do on my own, you know, something I need to do without you, you know, I need to spend a month with my best friend out here somewhere because we have our own connecting to do, and I need to do that without you. Can that be in the same category as, hey, I need to go have this experience with someone that involves sex or romance or love or whatever? It definitely, you know, we are conditioned, you know, I in myself included, that is harder, but I also understand that part of it, you know, like for me, like I've said many times on here, though Tim and I are monogamous in the manner of relating to one another and our love, is I still say we're in an open relationship and that there's different forms of like things going on, you know, like even just to an extent, you know, you 2 did the Honeyfire album shoot, you know, some of those are like very sexy pictures. Some of those times you're getting naked, whatnot. A lot of people wouldn't allow that, especially with like as a job and also with someone that's really close to them and, you know, other things, you know, we're being around each other naked a lot of times. But that day I had a sore back and I had to go lay in bed and like I wasn't there. And for someone that may have seen those pictures would go, I'm not okay with that, you know? And it's just like, maybe, you know, I can't speak for Tim, but maybe that gave him something of like, oh, you know, like that's just something I'm not getting in my relationship. I'm getting to see the female form in its sexy, beautiful, whatever
it's
way.
Wobbly, sexy
ways, you know, whatever that is, you know, like.
It's really interesting because I don't often think about that. I don't know why. I just assume that like, it's funny because we're both bisexual.
Yes.
But in my mind, I don't see myself as like a point of attraction for either of you. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. But it's just interesting to hear you speaking that would even be a possibility. So yeah, it's interesting.
Well, like I'm putting that into other people's shoes.
It may not
like,
be,
In our world, it's normal. But still, you know?
For sure.
It's not like, you know, it can't pass the mind, you know? I think everything's worth considering and thinking about, and you know, I am cool with that. Oh, actually, no, there is some things I need to boundary around that or whatever, you know?
Because, see, that's the interesting thing, because people have different strengths and weaknesses, right? And, you know, so I was with this guy recently, and he is the kind of person who wants to be sexually exclusive. For him, that's a boundary. It's like, if you sleep with me and you sleep with someone else, I don't want to sleep with you anymore. Even if we're not in a relationship, like, he likes to sleep with one person at a time and wants the person that he's sleeping with to only be sleeping with him. So that's just his preference. Fair enough, right? And at the same time, there are a lot of things sexually that are kind of off limits for him that he doesn't want to do, which is also fair enough. It's just a boundary. I don't do this, I don't do that. It's cool. And yet, emotionally, he has a lot of capacity to hold vulnerability. There was like this conversation that we had. I was feeling pretty vulnerable, and I was like, fuck, just don't say anything. Because in my experience, a lot of men don't have the space, don't have capacity to have vulnerable conversations, especially when it's like 3 a.m. They'll fucking tap out. You know how many times men have fallen asleep when you just start getting to the heart of the pain and they're just like snoring? It's awful.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. But he was so fucking present. It was like 3 a.m. He was so present, and I told him this thing that was really vulnerable for me, and he responded so beautifully, and it was like, oh my god, like, this alone will make me fall in love with you. The way that he was able to hold what I shared and reassure me, and like just gave me like the most beautiful cuddle from what, and didn't have to like fix it or make it go away, but just someone who can listen and know the appropriate response. Like, holy shit, like, that's so fucking beautiful. And it's like, I want that, and I want more of that. And like, that's fucking great. But I also want someone who'll go down on me. Someone who'll fucking, you know, like, eat my ass. And I want to be all out with a person sexually. So if I can't do that with you, but I can have the beautiful emotional vulnerability and connection, can I, like, you know, mix and match? Can I like Lego pieces and create my reality?
Yeah. Well, that was, for the listeners, you know, the other day you come home after going from, first you were off seeing many people, and then there was a situation with someone where you started to become monogamous with them, and telling yourself you weren't, but you were, and then that whole situation happened, and now you started to go, you went and seen someone, you're like, I had a really great time, and mine was, okay, go on a date with someone else this weekend before you see that person again, because of Alpha Mom, you're not getting attached to one person again. And expecting everything.
But that's the other thing, because that other one person was like, what I love about them is the way they provide for me. You know, like, masculine provision is a kink. It's a fucking turn on, and it hasn't happened to me often. So when I see it, I'm like, oh, this is so nice. I want a man to care for me and provide for me, make sure I'm fed, I'm comfortable. Like, that's fucking beautiful, you know? Like, pick me up from somewhere, or like take, you know, like, make sure that I'm cool, check in with me. I love that shit. But, you know, in other ways we don't fully connect. I don't have, you know, maybe it's like a mental stimulation or whatever. And so I'm just like, oh, like, I love all of these people individually for what they do give me. And of course, if I could create a fucking, you know, alpha Frankenstein's monster of like these things, then that would be amazing. But that's not how people are. People are just themselves, you know, and they're beautiful and perfect as they are. And of course, I respect if they want to find a woman who for that woman, like, that's enough. Like, of course, I respect that. But to be honest with you, like, when I listen to their experiences of relationships, I'm like, fuck, you haven't been loved very well. And I know I can love people really well. You know, I'm having experiences with men where they're bursting into tears and having fucking Kundalini awakenings when they're sleeping with me. And I'm like, okay, so you really love this experience, but you're going to let it go because I won't be exclusive with you. That's a shame. I just think it's a shame.
Well, the other thing you said is going on Instagram and whatnot is people talking about red flags.
Oh, yes.
And, the main number one red flag for me, especially around exclusivity, but even just overall, is like someone that's not willing to continue to work on themselves.
Yes. Red flag. Oh my God, the biggest red flag.
Because, not everyone can have absolutely everything, right? But everyone can work on it. And sometimes just seeing someone work on it is enough.
That's enough. Oh, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
100%. With not naming names, someone who I was monogamous with recently, like I would have continued that.
Yeah.
Exclusively for a time if I knew that they were willing to come to the table and compromise on some things and grow and learn some skills and learn some tools. If someone's open, that goes a long way for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. But this whole no, I can't do it. This is just how I am. I hate that.
This is just how I am.
That's
the red
off.
Flag. That is number one red flag. This is just how I am.
This is just how I am. It's like, I'm like, well, it's how you are right now.
Yeah, this is how I am right now. Green flag. Yeah.
Yeah. Yellow flag.
Yellow flag. Yeah. Green flag is, and I'm willing to work on it.
But that's a funny thing. Like, I actually don't know what my red flags are. I feel like I only have yellow flags.
Yeah. No, you don't have red flags.
I don't have, because I'm dating some people with hectic red flags out here. I'm just like, no, that's cool.
Rolling my eyes.
What's wrong with me? I think, you know what it is? This year, I'm learning how to love and accept people for who they are.
Yeah.
I think it's been training for me, because I want to step into this kind of Dakini priestess situation. I think I've just been learning how to really love and transfigure people.
Yeah, to me, that's okay. Like, I've had hookups and, before Tim, I was having hookups and all these situations with people that had red flags, but I just knew my place. I was just like, cool, this is as much depth you get out of me.
Yeah.
And this is as much as I'll see you, as much as I'll do with you, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't want to change a thing, and I know you don't even want to talk about it. I try and talk about it. Okay, cool.
Just not interested.
Yeah, look, if I feel like catching up for some dinner and I don't want to have dinner on my own, or if I'm horny or you're horny, hit me up. But nah, nothing else.
It's so funny.
I'm not relationship vibes. No way.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have way too much monogamous energy in my body. It's definitely true. Like, I will dote on you and make you feel like you're the king of the fucking universe. And then on next night, I'll do that with someone else. It's confusing for people. I can understand that. But yeah, speaking of red flags, I mean, violence is that for me is just a hard line boundary. It's just a no.
Yeah.
It's like, no violence. I won't tolerate it. I will not fucking tolerate it. And that's the thing that will make me go, no, I'm not. Oh, and disrespect. That's a huge one. Because there are two guys that I was just like, hell no. Like, as soon as it happened, I cut them off. And that was the two that I felt disrespected by. I remember the one guy who came to my gig and was like drunk and was like, were you there? Yeah, we were there. And they were like all over this other chick. And I was just like, look, that's fine. We're not exclusive. But don't come to my fucking space and pull that shit in front of me. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
So that was like a hell no, straight up. And the other one who stood me up because I had period blood on my face.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's cool if you don't want to hang out with me because I have period blood on my face. That's fine. But don't just stand me up when you've already told me that you were going to be here. Like, communicate. Respect my fucking time.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Maybe they're my red flags.
There you go. Now you have some red flags.
Yeah, I do have some red flags. Okay, cool. I feel like a real Taurus now. All right, red flags.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess to those other red flags. Yeah, I don't know if I have any more.
That's
on top of that. Yeah, violence. Like, but I think like trauma to the point that I'm like, I don't want to deal with that, like unless I see you're super actively taking care of it. But like, for instance, I don't know if I've told this story on here, but the first hookup I had of Tinder or Tinder or something like that, or not first hookup, but first date I went on with a man. I hung out with this person. They shared some stories. I'm like, feels like you should be really traumatized, but you seem all right. This is weird. Okay, we're having really good conversations. I can see that you're very wowed by me where I'm at in my life. You're younger than me, so I get it. And they're like, do you want to come back to my house? I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I go back to
remember the story. Fuck.
I go, and they're like, hey, just a heads up, my house is a bit, messy. And, a lot of people say that. There's like 3 dishes and like some corn chip wrapper on the table or something.
Oh, corn chips. Corn chips.
And I get to the house and it was at least like 1 or 2 feet just covered.
Worse than me?
Way worse than you.
Wow.
But like, imagine your room, but the whole house, so bad. It was, and like, I was already in the experience. So I was like, I opened the door and I was like, whoa. I'm going to your room. As the first thing I did, I'm going to your room. I need to see how you live, you know? And I went into the room. I fucked him.
Not a deal breaker, obviously.
Yeah, but then I bounced and like, but I had a conversation with him the next day, a proper confront conversation. Just said, hey, look, like, you're really nice and you have some really good qualities. I really enjoyed our time. But like, you've got some stuff that you've said that you're moving through, whatnot, but it just doesn't feel like I'm actually energetically available to.
Beautiful.
I was like, I just know I can't go back to that space. When I slept after, I didn't sleep afterwards because I felt the energy was not right. I was like, and that person months later sent me a picture of the house perfectly clean.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm proud of you.
Yay, that's beautiful.
But yeah, I had the proper conversation with him rather than just like
ghost.
I didn't ghost.
Yeah, nice.
No, I don't really ghost. I have ghosted for sure, but I try my best to really have the conversation.
Yes.
And yeah, that was just a red flag. Is like, your trauma is way too large for me to deal with. Like, your baggage, literally your baggage was baggage,
yes.
in your house everywhere.
That's crazy. You know what's, man, this year, right? I've dated a lot of men this year. It's all fucking common knowledge. There's some similarities, and I'm wondering if this is something that a lot of men deal with. Like, is this the majority, or is this just the men that I've been attracting, or what? But, like, some things is, like, a lot of men don't sleep very well, like, at all. It's crazy. Like, they will toss and turn all night. A lot of them have snoring problems, like sleep apnea stuff. And... yeah, and like their diets are like pretty, like there was one guy who I really fucking liked and I wanted to keep seeing him for a while, but you could just feel that he was not healthy, in a lot of different ways. And it was like junk food every day, like, I like junk food, you know me, I fucking love junk food, but like not every day, every meal of the day. And it was a lot. I'm
gonna pause you. It's the men you date. You know that.
No, I don't.
Because you've dated men that sleep properly, that eat healthy.
Woo!
Watch out for that mic.
Sorry.
You've hit it like 6 times.
I know I have. I'm sorry. I need to pee. That's why I'm distracted. But continue.
I know you've dated, and it's this world of you being on online dating versus community dating. Like,
because I don't have community right now. I hate
that's
it.
That's a bullshit story. We all know that's a bullshit story. I'm not going to obviously name it, but it doesn't matter about who you know right now, but it's actually participating in the community, putting yourself out there more, rather than going online dating with people that, they're nice and they're cool, but they're not at your level, and you know that. And we've continuously had this conversation, but you keep doing it and being like, I wonder if all men are like this. Like, there's a certain level of playing dumb, right? Because that's not the answer, right?
But my reasoning is, if I'm on the apps, surely there's someone like me on the apps.
Yeah, one in a million, like you are right now, right? It's that's the way it is, That was the whole thing that happened with Tim and I. Is like, he was literally 1 in a million of like. And
so you found him on an app?
Yeah, but I gave up, and then that's when I found him.
So I have to give up on the apps.
But
I want dick.
Also is you're dating men, hetero relationships are going to be easier to find.
Yeah.
It's not 1 in a million at this level, I believe.
But that's the thing. My problem is, what I should do is just like full slut, like no like devotion energy. I should just be like, I need to get that dick, get in, get out.
You can be devotional, but the way that I've observed, every time you come back from one date, you're like giving me the feedback as if they're your potential number one. You know?
No, I don't. I always
they don't
say,
satisfy me in this way, but they work this way. They have these really good. I like this about this person. I really think I could spend more time with them.
Yeah.
You talk as if they're someone that you're really invested in.
Well, I'm open to seeing what could develop and how it could grow. You know, how they could grow potentially. You know, that's kind of more what it is about. Because I just feel like, I don't know, I can see, it's my fucking stupid ass pattern of like, I see your potential. Oh, God. I need to slap myself so hard right now. Okay, I just need to pee. So continue.
All right, I'll just rag on Apple Mama the whole time.
Rag on me.
Go on. You know, another topic she put down that she wanted to talk about today. Let me just open it up what the words were. Like choosing who to date. And in my experience of going out, you know, I definitely had moments like we're talking about with Alpha where I'm going out and dating and then being like, this person isn't the one, and I see him a few more times than I should have. But overall is just knowing like what you want and then not bending on that. Not going, but
I'm Gumbo. Gumby? What's his name? Gumby? You remember the green guy?
Yeah,
I'm Gumby. I'm emotional Gumby.
Flexible is, like I was saying with, you know, when I was out and dating men, when I was on my quest for a deeper relationship with a man, there was a few moments where I was like, I'm dating this person, but they're not enough. And then I was just like, each time I was like, cool. I'm reeling it down, you know, like, unless there was a red flag, I'm not cutting it off, but I am bringing it to nil, you know, I'm slowly going, okay, you know, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And I'm letting them know, and unless they're miraculously going to go, actually, no, I do want this, and I'm actually going to start doing X, Y, Z, but just going, I know what's not enough very quickly, and
you de-escalate the relationship.
De-escalate, but there's no need to chop it immediately because if I've actually spent a decent amount of time with this person, 1, 2, 3 dates, you know. But yeah, like that was, I didn't want to be on the apps, you know. I just literally didn't know any other queer people, and I was actively going to queer parties and I did queer salsa, I did.
Yeah, you did it all.
I did absolutely fucking everything, you know?
I fucking love it. Oh my God. Okay. We need to talk about the conscious bachelorette. So the other day when we were at the beach on mushrooms.
You were on mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I was on mushrooms, yeah. When I'm on mushrooms, it feels like everyone else is on mushrooms. But we were at the beach and I had this idea to do like a conscious version of the Bachelorette, right? And maybe there can be like some other women. I'm not the only one. But essentially it's like a game. It's like a game show. And so there's all these men and there are like different games and challenges to do with relating. And if you win and so you're learning, right? So you learn a bit and there's a challenge and you got to do the challenge. And if you win, then you get to spend quality time with, you know, whoever the Bachelorette is. And so it's like a really fun way of learning how to do relationships and how to love and how to be a better lover and a better partner and how to, essentially how to relate better. But it's fun because I love games. I'm fucking obsessed with games. If you know me, anytime I'm at a party, first thing I will do is if the party's boring and if I'm not entertained, I will step into games master mode. I'm like, all right, cool, we're going to play a game. We'll create a game. And I just feel like I love these shows like Maths and The Bachelor, even though I don't watch any of them. I've seen a few episodes of Maths and I get the premise of The Bachelor. But I love the entertainment value of it. And I love the idea of, you know, consciously and intentionally winning someone's favor, you know, courting. I love that shit. And I just feel like mainstream versions, yeah, they're great, they're fun, they're entertaining, but they lack a lot of awareness and a lot of skill set around communication and polarity and, you know, like a bunch of other things. So I just feel like it could be really fun. Anyway, if you're listening to this and you want to be part of my conscious Bachelorette, then hit me up, let me know, because it's something that I'm keen to do. I think that would be really fun. Like way more fun than a fucking, you know, men's online program learning how to be a better lover. Like that's boring as fuck to me. And I know so many dating coaches who offer that kind of thing, like men's coaching. Like why not just play a fun ass game and learn that way, and, you know, potentially meet your next partner as well doing it. I think that'd be so fucking fun. I rambled. Hopefully Paisley's back because I'm bored talking into the microphone.
You know how you want to do this conscious Bachelorette?
Yeah.
I'm curious, because you've mentioned it a few times on the podcast, of like, you feel like you actually sort of want to be with a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Why you're looking for the one man when you could put women, non-binary, trans, other people in this conscious Bachelorette?
I'm open to that for sure. Totally. I'm open to that. I don't know, like I've been thinking about a lot lately, how queer am I, or how much am I open to relating with women on a deeper partner level, and it's hard to know what's true and what's conditioning. It's something I've talked about a lot as well.
Yeah, in the last episode.
Yeah, but in general, like on my social media, whatever, like I do have this really deep, insatiable desire to be loved and cared for and provided for by a man. Like it's there. I don't know. I can't get rid of it. You know, I've done a bunch of clearing and blah, blah, blah and whatever. And it's still there. So when I feel into relationships with women, I love women's sexuality. I love their physical form. I love their essence. I love so much about women's bodies. I love their titties. I love having their titties in my mouth. Like I love that so much. But emotionally, I've never had a good experience relating with women. That's just my honest truth. And so I know that doesn't mean that I will never have one, but it's like the devil you know, it's like better the devil you know. Like, because I've had so many more experiences relating with men, it's like I understand that terrain a lot better. And I feel like with women, I couldn't come to the table with a lot of knowledge because, to be honest, I don't have much experience doing that. So if anything, I'd probably fuck it up.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's fascinating also with this podcast. I am very selective what I talk about Tim and I, you know, because I like to keep things sacred for us. But just on this topic, I feel like this should be right to share is we're talking about sex and spontaneity and having certain experiences, and we're talking about just how much we both miss the ability for spontaneous sex with women, how much easier it is to just slide into a very self-lubricating
I love this conversation
hole, like just how much we both miss pussy, and the ability just to do that, just to like I feel like sex too. Well, both our bodies is actually really creating an experience that is made for that, Penetrative sex, spontaneous penetrative sex between two men is not that easy, But
what about all those like gay guys who are like super slutty and just like fucking clubs and there's like in and out? How does that work?
Because they are douching, they fucking eat next to nothing, they have a lot of psyllium husk, like they fucking wear butt plugs, they have all these things that like you have to be so prepared, and and Tim and I just aren't those people, we aren't doing all the, we don't douche, we don't do this, we don't do that. So much
effort to be gay.
Sometimes it's so much effort,
Holy shit, okay.
And yeah, it's just not as spontaneous, like I'm not carrying around fucking lube or coconut oil or whatever, you can also whatever, but like
it's different.
Also, we, like both of us aren't extremely experienced at being bottoms, we are both flexible in what we do, but we're both top leaning, and we both enjoy the receiving, but it's not just like go to Pound Town.
Yeah.
You know, for us, it's like...
True. Yeah, I guess that's... I mean, look, you've been in a relationship with me, so, you know, like, I'm not always just down for Pound Town either.
Yeah.
You know, I'm quite a sensual person, and I need to be very turned on to just slip it in that way. But, you know, like, it definitely is a lot, like, is more... What's the word?
Accessible?
Yeah, more... Fluid? Accessible, or, like... I'm down to fuck more often, probably, you know, maybe because it's just, it's easy. P&V, this is what you do.
Yeah, super, like I'm still, maybe I need to, like, do some gay workshops around bottoming and like, the seamlessness of just having lots of spontaneous penetrative sex between gay men is like, it's just not as easy, you know. It is, and they're both built into our system of, like, I think we both, I don't know about him, but I've definitely had a whole lot more penetrative sex with women, you know. I've also had some hookup with some men that are just like, jump in, and I'm like, now that I've had that experience, you know, is I'm like, how did all those guys that I slept with just so easily...
so much experience, so much practice.
And, like, also, I don't have the biggest cock. And, like, how some of these guys, they must be just being devoured by some pretty big cocks out there, you know, like...
I mean, look, it is pretty incredible because I watch a lot of porn and... You know, when I watch anal sex, I'm like, wow, it's so easy for you. I'm honestly so blown away to the point of, like, admiration. I'm like, that's incredible that you can do that.
You know, last night I was at a like a erotic embodiment temple thing, which was specifically for queer men, and in a lot of temple experiences, I will look around because it's okay to look around and whatnot. It's like it was a solo temple experience. But I like to just have my own experience, really. But I did look around, and a lot of the men were a lot more gifted than me. And obviously it's really great to look at a big cock. But at the same time, I'm like... Ooh, no, thank you.
Well, I mean, I remember when I was in my younger days, there was this one guy, I was like 23 maybe at the time. There was this one guy I slept with who was fucking huge, massive. And I just remember being like, whoa, like, what's going to happen? I mean, I still did it and it was cool, but it took me a while to like really... you know, to get used to it. And your body changes over time. You know, I've had a baby and, you know, vagina can stretch and do all sorts of things, but it can be very intimidating with someone who's very, very big. Very big. Yeah. But, you know, here's the funny thing, though. It doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how small you are. It's about the energy. It's about the fucking energy. Like, it definitely feels different because it's a physical sensation.
Yeah.
But I've been with some men who have really, really big penises and it's painful and it feels invasive and intrusive and like feels violent almost. And I've been with some with really big penises who it feels like soft and malleable and like... I don't know, there's like a different sensation. The energy feels like softer and more fluid. And then I've been with, you know, different size penises. It's like, it's weird. It's like, it's almost like it's not the physical size that matters.
Yeah, it's like, you know, having over the last, however long we've been together, almost 9 months, is like learning about bottoming and like, you know, there's certain days where I'm just so open and just so there and take me, do what you want, you know, and other times I'm like, join on, you know, like, and it could be a day apart, you know, like, it's the body is always in different states.
But vaginas are like that too. I'm definitely like that. Sometimes I'm just like, I want to walk in, throw you down, just slide my panties to the side and just smash it out in 2 minutes. You know, I love a good quickie. And then other times I'm like, even 3 hours is not enough time for penetration. I need like, I want to fucking slow dance and show you all my archetypes first. This whole fucking experience.
Yeah, I get it, you know, and the 2-minute experience for penetration, in my experience so far, in being equal part a bottom to a top, is that's just not that easy. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not just sliding my panties to the side.
I hope that you find that. Like, I hope you get there. I really do. I hope you do. You know, I've actually, I want to have anal again. It's been like a long time since I've had good anal, like years, you know, and I just haven't had a partner who's been open and you know, to go there, because it requires a lot of attention and slowness and softness and presence and all of that, and it's easier to just put in the pussy. That's it.
Yeah, or like even in this moment in my life, thinking about sleeping with a woman, I just want to put it in the pussy. Like, if she asks to put it in the ass, yeah, okay. Or if it's like we're in a position where, slipped in, even though it rarely slips in.
Depends how much anal you've had.
But like, yeah, like, I don't know what the hype is for a lot of straight men that are like, anal with a woman is the best thing there ever was. I'm like,
I think the hype is because I've been with someone who love anal, and the hype is it's taboo.
Yes.
It's like, it's the wrong hole, you know, there's a taboo there. And a lot of men really love booty as well. So visually it's beautiful. And then there's also, it's like, what's it called? Like a sub thing. It's like dominating
you get to
someone.
dominate.
It's highly erotic. Like, and also it can be tightness as well.
Tightness,
which can be very arousing. I remember having anal with one of my partners, and I fucking screamed the house down, and they were screaming the house down. We were just screaming our heads off. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I get really that. Fun. You know, I've been with women that there's moments where it's like you're very wet, you know, and I'm not really feeling anything, you know.
Yeah.
Dipping my dick in a bucket, you know.
Macaroni in a pot. It's true though. Sometimes, you know, physical shapes and sizes. Yeah, it's totally makes sense. Like sausage down a hallway.
Yeah, like I know, like only just in the recent years of being with women, like only was I slowly starting to understand the anatomy and like really become to know what I'm doing, and still had so much more to learn. But now it's like I'm dealing with a whole different anatomy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just like trying to find the spot that feels best for me, and you're saying feels best for you. It's not like there's any of the amateur. I'm back to beginner now, you know. Like it's still figuring it out, you know, and constantly. Like I know, and especially in a lot of the hookups I had, like terrified a lot of the time, like, are you like that, like, and I'm like, are you okay? And some, especially bottoms that live for it, they're like, no, like, hurt me. I'm like,
I'm not a pain fiend.
I'm not a pain person.
I cannot, no.
Not a pain person.
Certain types of pain, emotional pain, fuck yes, you know me, that's my kink. No. But like recently there was a guy who smacked my ass with just the perfect amount of, and I was like, so good. I was like, yes. Because usually when men slap my ass, it's way too painful. Like they'll slap it and leave a mark, and I don't, because it shocks me and it pulls me out of the experience. But if it's just the right amount of slap, oh, it's so erotic. I'm I'm like, now I'm starting to get into it a little bit more because no one had done it properly. So now I'm into it.
Tim does this really nice thing where he rubs.
Oh, yes.
You know, like lets warms it up, lets me know it's coming. I can prepare. And obviously I've taken that move from him as well, and I do it back. But like, rather than just out of nowhere, bang, it's booty slapping time. It's like,
you gotta be warmed up.
You know I'm coming. Boom.
You gotta be warmed up. It's the same with like the cervix, for example. So, you know, if you're fucking, if there's penetration in the vagina and it's really deep, it'll hit the cervix, and that can be a really pleasurable experience, but not straight off the bat.
As a man, it's so good
when you're hitting the back wall.
Hitting the cervix, it's so nice. It's so nice.
Yeah, but you can't just straight away do that with no. If the person person's body is not open and soft and receptive, especially if there's emotional shit in the way, there's not a lot of trust, you know, and you get some men who just want to like hit it hard and fast and pound, and it's like, dude, I don't even know you, you know, you got no business touching my cervix like that. You need to stop.
I don't even know you. Yeah, I've hit the cervix in certain sexual situations and just emotion trigger immediately, start crying, you know.
It's massive emotional release.
So much trauma sitting in that space.
Yeah, so I mean, I love that, but you have to go at the pace, and you know, you got to be slow. And I guess all of this comes down to communication, you know, to be able to, as even for me as a woman, and not fawn, because so much of our sexuality is performed, and it's like, oh, I want this to be good for you, and if I say it doesn't feel good for me, then it's going to wreck the experience and blah blah blah. But to be able to find ways to communicate that it's not that enjoyable without shutting the other person down, like that's an art. No one teaches you that shit. To be able to say, you know, can you slow down a little bit, like this is it really feels good when you do this, but can you slow it down? Or like give direction, give critique without criticizing, without shaming, without judging. Like, fuck man, sex is hard.
You know, it's fascinating. I remember a relationship that I was in. She loved to get on top and ride me. And the relationship before that, I loved when she got on ride me. This woman, I didn't.
Yeah,
and
didn't work for you.
Because what felt good for her didn't feel good for me, you know? And it was such a hard, like, figuring out the balance of, like, I want you to enjoy what you enjoy, but actually as soon as you do that, my dick goes soft, so you can't enjoy it, you know? It needs to be a certain, like, okay, what if we bring this rhythm in where you do the thing I like and then sway into the thing you like, and you know. But I remember the first time I was like, hey, like, as you may have noticed, my dick gets end of the world for her. Like, didn't want to have sex for a while, didn't want to speak to me. I'm
Damn.
Like, oh,
that sucks. Yeah, you know what? I've come such a long. I'm actually super fucking proud of myself. I've come such a long way with receiving rejection. Such a long way. Like, I used to fucking crumble if you didn't like something that I did, or if you didn't want to do a particular thing. I would just fucking crumple. I hate rejection. I hate it. But I'm learning that it's not personal, and to be able to take it and like receive it as information. It's just information, and that's and it doesn't have to be the end of the story, and it helps you to also communicate what you don't like and deliver rejection to other people as well when you got more emotional space around it. Yeah, it's hard. It's fucking hard. You know, like, if a person, the thing that you love the most, and a person finds it gross, oh, that's hard. Yeah. And that happens sometimes. You know, a lot of men have uncomfortable feelings around women's, you know, bodily functions and things like that. And some men will find it kinky, and some men will find it disgusting. And to not take it personally, it's not about you.
When we have these conversations, I have such a, like, you know, while you're talking and I'm just like listening and feeling into my lived experience right now, I feel so blessed for the relationship that I'm in, you know, like just when we're having these conversations, just to be heard, and when these conversations are brought to me, just to be like to actively listen and know that it can be moved through, like, gratitude for myself where I am at, and also just grateful that I have this person that listens when I'm like, I feel rejected, or I feel like I need more of this, or I'm not enjoying that, or whatever it is, that it's just heard and allowing vulnerability, and to also go, well, I can't move on that, or I can definitely move on that, or whatever it is, like that. There's understandings, boundaries, communication. I'm just so grateful for it. And then there's also this other part of me that's like, what if the relationship doesn't last forever, you know? And there's all this, like, documentation each week of me just, like, being so in love and so happy and so grateful, and constantly wanting to talk about my relationship and referencing it and blah blah blah, and then, like, you know, just that experience that can happen of like, hey everybody, I was wrong, but it's never wrong. Never. I mean, wrong. Yeah,
you and I had a very public relationship. I've had very public relationships with other long-term partners. In the moment that you're living it, it is what it is,
Yeah.
you know? And if anything, you learn, and other people learn from your experience, and it's true for you in the moment that it's happening. And, you know, that doesn't change just because it's no longer aligned for whatever reason. I still look at the old content that I wrote about, beep, and it was true.
Yeah.
I felt what I felt, you know,
Yeah.
it was true.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, even with more time with our relationship, my languaging has got better because I was very cautious at the start of like, if we make it to this time, I would like to do that. Or if this happens, you know, being cautious around not projecting like we're going to be together forever, you know, or like this is guaranteed between us. But also now softening it a bit more because it was both making sure I'm not projecting like the fairy tale, white picket fence, monogamous relationship onto us that we're together forever. If you break up with me, you're the worst person in the world, blah, blah, blah. And then the other side is it's like a defense mechanism of like, hey, I'm not that attached if we do break up whenever, you know? And now I am getting to the point where it's like, I'm not going to put that clause every fucking single time we talk about shit. If that does happen, it does happen. I've named it, you know? I don't need to every time because it creates a distance at the same time.
You don't need to put a disclaimer on it every time.
Yeah.
I feel that. Woo, okay, where are we at? I feel like we...
we did 1.5 hours, but I want to chop the start off that conversation.
Yeah, because it's boring shit, yeah.
There was, everyone listening, there was some shit that was boring, so don't worry
Probably
about it.
a good 15 minutes of us just not feeling
We're
it.
warming up.
Hey,
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts are... If anyone has any potential suitors for me that you think would be good to date, let me know, because I'm obsessed with dating. That's it.
That's it? All right. My final thoughts are... if you're in a relationship listening now and you've not tried open relating, or even if you're someone that isn't in a relationship and you haven't tried open relating, I would love to challenge you to just read a bit more about it outside of what you hear from us, whether that's reading The Ethical Slut. You could do that with your partner as well. There's little like integration tasks that you can do together. You know, checking out people in the sphere of talking about that. I won't name drop everyone, but if you want to hit me up, I can forward you some profiles. And then also, if you're on the other side, try that out. I feel okay with sharing this. Oh, maybe I won't. But someone I just recently read that's a really close friend of mine, who's very well known for open relating, polyamory, that's been in lots of articles and news platforms for it, in one of their private Telegram groups talked about like what they've learnt and the transitions of each, like monogamy, open relating, polyamory, all these different forms, is that all of it and continuously swaying through all of them is what's going to make you the strongest relator, I believe, and for you to invite those changes into your life.
Yes.
Like Alpha talks about being the slut, or being monogamous, being, what's the one where you don't have sex?
I think it's called abstinent.
Yeah, being abstinent, like try something new, you know? Off the back of this, my final thought is to offer to you, and as I continue to offer to myself, is try something new, you know? And that's where I'm at, you know? Like there's new things that I'm trying in my relationship right now.
Being a bottom.
I've never done that before. I'd never been in a male relationship.
I remember us talking about this when we were together. We were like, yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. You were just like, just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, and it didn't back then. It didn't. You know, you wanted to penetrate me, and I'm like, no, you know, I'm not really that keen. You know?
Yeah.
And
different people activate different parts of us.
Yeah. I remember like, we're extending beyond final thoughts now, but I remember the first moment that I was like, oh yeah, I could bottom for someone. I remember my first time going, oh yeah, I could give this person a rim job, you know? I just needed it to align where I wanted to do that for someone. And not having to rush or force myself into it, do it because it's taboo or do it because the other person wants it. So just feeling into what is it that you've been, as you listen to us or on Instagram or on the news or just in your thoughts and your meditation, that you're going, what about that thing? Giving it a go, whether that's actually doing it or reading more about it or getting more educated in that space.
I like that.
Yeah, that's my thing.
All right, I got a proper final thoughts this time.
Okay.
So my question is, if you're in a relationship, I would love for you to ask yourself, is this relationship actually serving my authentic desires and values? And if it's not, then what tiny small changes could you potentially initiate so that it could better serve what you want and who you are, and for your partner as well?
100%,
That's it.
100%. Like, for instance, in sex, is this thing you're not enjoying with your partner about the sex? Name it. It'll make your sex better. It might be a bit complicated for a moment.
Yeah,
for
have the
a day, a
uncomfortable
week.
conversations. But
when you finally get that result and that person knows that, that thing, maybe they didn't like it either, you know? I thought I just had to go straight to jackhammer immediately.
Yeah, no.
And actually, I like when we go slow as well, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I love that. Because I think a relationship has to actually serve the people that are in it, not the other way around. I mean, you create the relationship and you invest in it, but that relationship ultimately is for you and your partner. So make sure that you're actually in a relationship that is serving what you want and who you want to be in the world. Yeah, that's it. That's my final thoughts. All right, we love you.
Peace out. Lots of love. Enjoy. Let us know these things that you create in your life, these changes that you have, and what the results are. Whether we ruined your relationship or we made it better, just tell us.
Yeah, just let us know that you needed this today.